Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Healthy Money, Happy Life, where we explore true wealth of life, purpose, peace, prosperity, and legacy. Today's episode is going to uplift your spirit and ignite your vision. We're diving deep into something that gets often overlooked in financial conversations: the incredible power of strategic generosity. Our guest is the extraordinary Kaemmerer, a nationally recognized personal branding expert, award-winning author, and devoted humanitarian. She's here to share a bold message. Your contributions can work as hard and even harder than your investments. If you've ever wondered how to align your giving with your values or how to make a real impact in the world while building a legacy that outlives you, this episode is your divine appointment. All right, Carol, it's an honor to have you back again, returning guest.
Thank you. And thank you twice.
Double time, right. And, we have such a great conversation. Really, impact is the new return, right?
Oh, yes.
And purposeful giving. But you have been helping countless executives rediscover their voice and their visibility. What do you believe, just going into who you really are and what you do, what's the deepest truth when people are all around personal branding, and especially now? What do you think?
What's the deepest truth? I think that really is important for us to share what our value is on our LinkedIn profile.
Mm.
Because number one, LinkedIn is where everybody goes to find out about you. Even if they start at Google, they get to LinkedIn first. So as business people, it's important that we share that.
Right.
What we do that adds value in the world. And then, I don't know, I see so many people hiding behind just titles and expecting that we know what a C-suite executive looks like. But they're not all the same. And we bring our own personalities, we bring our own experiences, and that makes us different than anybody else. So I like to really work with someone so that their true value shows up on their LinkedIn profile so that they can be found for the opportunities that are right for them.
Yeah, no, that's great. And maybe right in the beginning here, why don't you go ahead and show everybody your book? And because,
Oh, yes.
that's your expertise, right? Dialing this in, right? And it really is a revolution. You are a
It
revolution.
is
Hmm.
it is a lovely book, and it is a bestseller, and it's won multiple awards, 5 awards, including 2 international awards.
Not
So
bad.
it's kind of nice. Book Authority named it one of the best LinkedIn books of all time. So that's kind of fun.
Well, there you go. Can't beat that. And that's what you're trending for it. And I really didn't know this. I've known you a few years, right? And I didn't know that, your giving part. And we started talking about, you know, contributions can work
Yes.
as investments. People think when I put money in, I'm going to get money out. And so, what does that mean for today's leaders? Giving as a legacy, right? We're going to live our legacy now instead of wait till we cross over, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's important to make a difference in the world. And there are so many different ways to make a difference in the world. One of the ways that I give as a philanthropist is I give to a cause that I deeply believe in, and it is providing clean water for people who have never had access to clean water. So I'm on the board of Water to Thrive, which is an organization out of Austin, Texas. And we provide clean water projects, hand dug wells, a few deep borehole wells, and a lot of spring protection systems in sub Saharan East Africa, in the rural areas where people have never had access to clean water.
Boy, something that we just take for granted, right? We just have.
Oh, absolutely. I'm trying to get the peanut butter off my knife before I put it in the dishwasher.
Right.
They they are living with children dying um, every day. I was looking at the data, and 90. Let's see. Let me make sure I don't get this wrong.
Right.
That would be just so terrible. Oh, here it is. Um, all right. So it is one of nine people
Mm,
lack access to clean water. 48% of the people who live in sub-Saharan Africa have no access to clean water.
mm.
And here was the one I was looking for. Every 90 seconds, a child dies of waterborne disease.
90 seconds.
Every
That's
90 seconds.
insane.
Now that's all over the world, but
Right. No,
it's
but still, it's
yeah,
it's so basic.
it is. It is. I started my career in a public health department, and we talked about primary prevention, primary care, secondary care, tertiary care. Well, then I spent most of my career in the tertiary care career or tertiary care area. I communicated. I was a marketing communications person for a medical device company. And so we were making life better one at a time for people who had cardiac issues or who had tremors, um, very high tech, very expensive, very meaningful for people who are looking to self actualize. But that's on one end of the continuum. On the other end of the continuum, you've got the people who need prevention care, those people who don't have access to water that's clean. So those people are spending the women and children 4 to 6 hours a day getting water.
Mm.
And specifically, when they get to be school age, the boys are allowed to go to school and the girls get to carry water with their mom.
Mm.
And it's a sad thing. Those
Yeah.
children are not able to get an education
Yeah.
because they're spending all their time getting water, and the water that they bring makes people sick.
Ugh, I don't even
So
imagine.
it's interesting. I know that there are lots of ways to give and lots of causes to give to, and we all see the way that we can make a difference in a problem in different ways. But for me, this is the one
Yeah.
where I know that I'm making a difference because when I contribute a well, it costs just $6,000 and it can provide clean water for about 500 people for
Wow.
20 years. So
Wow.
talk about return on investment.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. The real return. And I mean, the whole thing is so heartful. I mean, just, taking it for granted, just drinking water and it's
Yes.
clean. What
Yes.
what one, because this the whole thing is heartful, but what was the most heart opening moment that led you to Water to Thrive? the nonprofit?
Yes. Okay. So I was leading a campaign, um, a capital campaign at my congregation. And we were doing things that were necessary for the upkeep of our building, but none of them were very sexy. And we thought, okay, well, let us for the first time make a faith statement. And in addition to collecting money for our use, let us make sure we give a tithe to something outside our congregation.
Right.
And so we picked several things, and Water to Thrive was one of those things that we picked because of the, I mean, slam dunk return on investment. Not that we're benefiting, but we are providing benefit that goes beyond just, are we drinking clean water? It changes everything.
Yeah.
Um, the girls get to go to school. The women who are able to draw wells, water from their well in their village are able to do something of economic benefit with the rest of their time. They can raise a crop, they can, do a handicraft that can be sold in the marketplace. And so, in addition to people being a whole lot healthier,
Right. Yeah.
so that, because I have worked in the health area for so long, it just spoke to me about how, for a little drop in the bucket in terms of cost, we
Right.
could have this massive impact.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
No, so it's so inspiring.
yes.
How can my audience, CEOs, entrepreneurs weave a strategic generosity into their financial plans without sacrificing growth? And I talk a lot about living the legacy. Like, I just don't want to, leave in my trust. I'm going to, give it to them. I want to do it while I'm alive. I want to look at
Oh, of
that
course.
child's eyes, right?
Of course. Of course. Well, you know, um, CEOs can do it both, with their families. They can be generous with their own money, but they can also um, align their business with a charity. Um, a lot of companies do that, and that's not necessarily a top-down thing. It can be a employee up kind of thing. But any way you cut it, I think people like to do business with people they know, like, and trust. And one trust factor is knowing that you are a giver, knowing that um, beyond what you do 9 to 5, that you have a sense of that all humanity is important,
Right.
and we can make a difference.
Right.
And so, I just think that um, just beginning to experience that can be so powerful.
The
I've also,
right.
um, I also recommend that people serve on boards, because that is a way that we use our business experience to be helpful to nonprofits who often have mm, almost insufficient staff to run because they're trying to be so efficient.
Right.
And so that extra hands and feet, that the extra business acumen that we bring also can be helpful.
And
So,
yeah, it definitely redefines success, right, at the highest levels of leadership, because
right.
you're making this kind of investment with instant impact, saving
Yes,
lives and
yes,
right,
yes, absolutely.
right.
It is interesting. The other thing that we can do with our LinkedIn profile is we can actually spotlight our charity of choice.
Oh,
So if you are serving on a committee or you're on a board, that goes under volunteer, and you can write as much as you want under there. I think it's 2,000 characters is probably the limit for a particular entry under your volunteer section, just like it is for a job. And we have three websites that we can list in our contact section. And, that's a good place for your charity to be as maybe the third one.
Great tip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't know that. And everybody should look at your LinkedIn to see what a really good one looks like.
yeah. Well, it is interesting because my profile is pretty polished up because that's my brand.
Right. And we talk about the connection of influence, generosity, and visibility in the digital world. And we're so, in our little areas, very less and less, personal interface. But just to inspire people, this is just something that you're disconnect where you just write a check where you could actually be involved. Maybe share a story of transformation, either professional or personal, that still moves you to this day.
Yes. So here is a story from Water to Thrive.
Okay.
This story is actually from my experience in going to Ethiopia and visiting well projects that we were blessing, dedicating. They'd just come online. And this was the first well that we visited. And of course, every donor wants to hear, oh, we are so much healthier. But the thing had come online just, a week ago. So that was hard to justify. But the women told us through translators, the water has no leeches.
Oh God.
It's like, oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Well, this is something to celebrate. Yes.
Yes.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Um, and then we visited a spring protection system, which is an area where there is a naturally occurring spring, but the animals get to it and pollute it right away.
Right.
And so the spring protection system, what they do is they build protection over the eye of the spring, and then they have a reservoir downhill where the water collects and can be used by the people. At any rate, the women there said, "Oh, it was not online yet. It was like a week away of being done." But the women said, "We're so excited. We won't have to get up so early." And it's like, I thought that it had to do with, walking all that way, but they didn't really ever walk in this condition that spring was right there. So that wasn't it. And so we said, well, please explain that. They said, dumb. Well, we always needed to get up earlier than the cows so that we could use the spring before the cows used the spring, because when the cows came, then the water tasted bad.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah.
I've I've seen some of those pictures of what people were drinking, and it's hard to hold your stomach there. It's amazing that they even could survive, really. And
Yeah.
we are
Well,
so blessed here that we're
yes.
just isolated from what's going on. And that's
Yeah.
why I thought this is pretty important to talk about.
Yes, yes. Well, I think all charitable giving for any cause um, creates connection, and connection is so important for humanity, for our own personal well-being, for all the things that make us a better person.
Right.
This one is mine, and I think you can hear why I'm passionate about that. But whether you are fundraising because somebody died of a particular disease and you want to make sure that there's research done, so that people find a cure, um, whether you want to campaign for a legislative reform because it's important for somebody in your life. Um, I just think it's important to show that we are connected to other people in the world, and that's special.
Right. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Let me give you a few out of the box, kind of rapid fire
Okay.
questions here, sort of
Okay.
soul stirring and fun. Um, if generosity had a face, what would it look like?
Oh, it would look like a grandmother, a very happy, um, loving grandmother,
All right. All right.
wise, um, someone who just loved all the people around. Um, I suppose I'm describing my grandmother. Maybe not other grandmother looks like that, but
Yeah. No, the dream one.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's the greatest invisible investment a person can make?
I think it is the investment in someone that you will never meet.
Hmm. You're going to make me cry. Okay. All right. Now, I want everybody that's listening to put this in the chat too, but just check this out. Finish this sentence, and then you can tell me what you think too. So, finish this sentence. My legacy is.
Oh, my legacy is to bring happiness and success to the people that I touch.
Amen. Great. Okay, and then give me a prayer or a mantra or a quote you live by.
Oh, my goodness. Um, well, this one is kind of a businessy one, and it's something I made up, but you can't make the impact you're here to make if people can't find you.
Boom.
That one
Yeah.
relates to my business, um, because LinkedIn is where people find you. But I
Right.
would I would think, making an impact is what we're here to do, and we can impact people all over the world.
Right. Well, Carol, I know you've created some powerful resources, speaking of LinkedIn and elevating people's presences on LinkedIn. And so share how our listeners can access them and, LinkedIn for the savvy executive and your book, How to Be Found on LinkedIn. You have a lot of nice resources, but
I
tell everybody
do.
how to get in contact with you.
Thank you. Okay, well, I'm going to show this book again because it has my name at the bottom.
Okay.
And Carol Kaemmerer is the thing you should look up. Um, my LinkedIn profile is, linkedin.com/in/Carol Kaemmerer. If you find me through Google, you can find so many articles that I have written. I show up on the first page of Google for executive branding experts. Um, if you can spell my name, it's even better. But Carol K with some M's and some R's could be helpful in finding that. My website is carolkaemmerer.com. And my book is available on Amazon, of course, but if you order it through my website, Kaemmerer.com, I love to send an autographed message, not just my autograph, a message to my reader, right on the first page. And that gives me a lot of pleasure to be able to customize.
Fabulous. All right.
Same price.
Oh, wow. Okay. Such a deal. All right. Well, this has been fun to just talk about something as simple as water and helping others with it. Any final cherry on the top for the day today?
Oh, well, I should make sure that people know this charity because it is a really, really good one. It's Water to TO Thrive. And when we provide clean water, people do thrive. And that's the point.
It sounds so simple. And, even people that don't have $6,000 can contribute. And
Oh, absolutely.
right. Just to know that you're helping someone. It's
Oh, yeah.
such a joy. I have a couple kids that I've helped support through World Vision and just watch them grow up over the years. And
oh, yeah.
It's nothing like giving. What goes around comes around. So,
I think that's true. And this is my way to give, but there are so many ways and none of them are wrong.
Right.
All of them have the capacity to bring joy to the recipients and the joy to the giver. And I think that's what it's all about is finding a way that you connect so that you can make an impact. So.
Right. Well, you are a joy, Carol. And thank you so much for joining us today on Money 911.
Thank you. What a pleasure.
My friend, your money has power, but your heart has even more. Today, Carol reminded us that legacy isn't just what we leave behind. It's what we live into every day. Whether you're building a brand, a business, or a better world, your contributions, when aligned with love, can ripple farther than you've ever imagined. So go ahead. Let your giving be smart. Let your influence be sacred. And let your life be the investment that keeps growing in others and in yourself. Until next time, keep planting seeds of greatness. Stay abundant, stay aligned, and as always, stay golden. There's so much to learn about healthy money. I hope today's discussion brings you one step closer to securing and protecting your future. So you can get started on the right foot, go to meetwithkrismeller.com and schedule your free financial fitness strategy session. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to Money 911 so you don't miss our next episode, which includes health, wealth, and peace of mind.
Lives inside of